Welcome everybody to another edition of the Hurry Up. I'm your host, Adam. Let's get into this. 6-1. We are 6-1. Say it with me. 6-1. We are 6-1. The New York Giants are having a lot of fun out there. They're doing a lot of great things. And let's talk about let's get off the top right now. All right, Daniel. Great job, Daniel. Great job in this game. You became the Daniel Jones, or you're becoming the Daniel Jones that I hoped you become. You're yelling at guys. You're putting them in their place. You're having fun on the sideline. That's the type of Daniel Jones. That's the type of quarterback you need. 100 yards rushing, 200 yards passing. Still could have a little bit more. It's funny because you watch that game, and you're like, damn, Daniel only had 202 yards. And then you realize he had 6 drops. Like, catch the freaking ball, people. Catch the ball. Help out your quarterback. Help him out. Now, I will be honest with you. I will be 100% honest with you. My eyes and brain are telling me, hey, man, great job, Daniel. Hey, clap it up, have your way, whatever. My gut is telling me he's not going to be here long term. I can't tell you why. Just that's the feeling I get. I think they might transition tag him, which I think is probably the route they're going to go, which is 1 year, $28 million. I don't think you want to pay him that much, but I think you're gonna want to bring him in, and then eventually his value is going to be too much to handle, and it's going to be tough to bring in other receivers. Again, look at what the Cowboys did with Amari Cooper. They had to off him money. You can pay people, but it comes back to bite you, especially when you have guys that will be coming up for contracts as we go. So we'll see how they handle it. But you know what? We're not going to talk about him. Not going to talk about a new shiny toy. We're going to talk about how we might have had just seen a quarterback come of age in front of our eyes. He did exactly what we needed him to do. He came out there and they were throwing darts. That's why I love this coaching staff, because they look at a weakness on a team and they exploit that weakness. Normally, the Giants' identity is the run. They came out and said, "We're going to have some fun today. We're going to pass it all over the rock." Now that's one of those things where. This is what I mean by coaching. They don't get cute. They don't like, hey, let's run a reverse. Let's do a toss sweep. No, they run a play at the right time. You know, look at what the Jaguars did. They tried to run a Philly special, whatever, where they throw the ball back to each other, and it would have worked, but they didn't execute the play correctly, and so you had a miscue by the Jaguars. And the Jaguars, again, the Giants are a team of opportunities. And they won the turnover battle this week, which they couldn't. They almost didn't. See, Daniel, he almost threw away his good performance. He almost threw away his fantastic performance with a crappy, dumb interception. It would have been a great play by Devin Lloyd, but it would have been an interception that would have been a back-breaking interception, just like Trevor Lawrence, or just like Etienne had, which was a back-breaking play where, Julian Love or McKinney, I think it was McKinney, punches the ball out. And Love recovers it in the end zone, and that changes the game again right there because it stops them from scoring. And the Giants just hang around. That's what they do. They hang around. They make you. I think what they do is, it seems like when teams get the lead, they pull off the accelerator, right? And when you do that, you let a team like the Giants, who are ready to go, and arguably the best second half team in the football. They pounce on it because you make mistakes, you go 3 and outs, you get a little lethargic, and the Giants just keep kind of playing full throat. Now, they did bog down a little bit in the second half, but they ended up winning the game. And the officials, can we get some new officials out there? My God, I've never seen such atrocities in my life. The Jaguars get the ball on a touchback, and they move the ball to the 50-yard line. Basically, the Jaguars get the ball. There's a roughing the passer call, first down, 50-yard line. It was like they were just moving them left, right, illegal hands to the face, illegal this, illegal that. My God. Meanwhile, our quarterback, who, again, I'm not a huge fan of, but, he had a great game, and I'm going to, tell him when he has a great game, and if he plays like that, he'll be here not only for this year, but the foreseeable future. But, my God, my Lord, the guy gets taken out. And he gets no respect, no call, no nothing. And yes, it was a little bit of a late slide, I get it, but the guy creamed him. And Daniel, you're going to get yourself killed, man. I'm telling you, man. You got to stop being so tough. Just be smart. And then you know why, it's funny, why, Daniel's more of an athlete than he is a runner? It's because runners don't trip like that. I mean, yes, there are some, even running backs trip, but, they get up and they hit the ground because they knew that they had a breakaway. This guy had a breakaway touchdown and trips over his own feet. Again. Only this time we won the game, so it's not going to be as funny as when he ran an 80-yard play. Sometimes I think Daniel, he gets cooking, and sometimes his feet come out from under him. But again, great job by the Giants. Great job by the coaching staff to really get these guys playing. Fabian Monroe looking like an all-pro out there. McLeod making plays all over the field. I will say that the thing that is concerning to me about the Giants defense and going forward is they haven't been able to stop the run since the Dallas Cowboy game. They put Henry, they made it. I don't know if it's Austin Carlitro. I don't know what it is, and Tay Crowder is not that good. Okay, he's just not that good. He makes a couple good plays here and there, but he is just not a good player. And there's going to be some upgrades next year. We're going to be across the board. Receiver, definitely. I mean, those guys are doing nothing out there. I mean, Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton is. I don't want to hear about Darius Slayton anymore, okay? Because that's what I was telling you about. He stinks. He can't catch worth his life. Marcus Johnson, there's a reason why he was acquired late. Now, do I want the Giants to go get a pick? If you're going to get a guy like a Jerry Jeudy, right? And the only way I would get a Jerry Jeudy is knowing that, you know what, we're not necessarily going to go for it now, but we're going to bring in a talent now to get him acclimated to the system. Saying, hey, let's bring in this guy now because, hey, if you look at it, you don't expect a lot of your receiving core to be back, right? Kenny Golladay, probably not. Sterling Shepard, probably not. David Sills probably can go be a librarian. Darius Slayton, this is probably his last year, probably won't play in the NFL, but maybe he will. He'll go someplace else and do something else because he's not going to get paid here. I don't care what anybody says. He just won't. He just hasn't lived up to it. Even when they're giving him ample chances, he still fails. Wan'Dale Robinson got a lot to learn. He did a lot the last game. Didn't do much this game. Had a couple catches, but nothing crazy. Daniel Bellinger as a star. Let's hope that this injury that he has is not more severe than it is because he got punched in the eye pretty hard too. Didn't look pretty hard. People get poked in the eye, but when you're bleeding, you have to go to the hospital for that type of stuff. That could be. He'll be out a couple weeks. I think he'll be out a couple weeks. This ain't going to be your Mark Bavaro, put a freaking cotton ball in your nose or sew up your jaw and go out the next week. They're not going to do that. Players aren't going to do that anymore. The NFL doesn't want liabilities anymore. They're not going to do that. So he'll be out a couple weeks. This is a good chance to maybe activate the tight end they got from the Jets, who I liked for the Jets, and obviously the Giants liked him coming out. So they got him. I think he's better than a Chris Myrick. I think he's better than Tanner Hudson in terms of that. I hope they bring back Andre Miller at some point. But they need tight ends. This is going to be one of those things in the offseason that even though you got Daniel Bellinger, you're going to want to go shopping for new tight ends. But hey, we are 6-1. Can you believe this, man? We are the top team in the NFL, if not one of the top teams in the NFL, and we're doing it by whatever, smoke and mirrors. We clearly are talent deficient, and that was shown on defense. Trevor Lawrence, not the greatest quarterback, but he did have a decent game against the Giants. All things considered, may not have been his best performance if you're a Jag fan, but he did have a performance. Seattle is going to be a tough game next week, real tough game in a hostile environment. That team's coming off an emotional win against a better team than them in Los Angeles Chargers, and now they have a chance to kind of be number one in the division, and Pete Carroll's going to have them boys ready to go. So I'm looking forward to it. The Giants are playing with house money right now. No one expected them to be this good. We didn't expect them to be this good. I don't think they expected to be this good. But at the end of the day, keep the rebuild mindset, keep that process going, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be a one and doneer. You don't want to win one game and then never show up again. I mean, there's a lot of teams like that in the history of the NFL, in the NFL in general. You look at Joe Flacco, he's never been back. You look at Brad Johnson, he's never been back. Hostetler, Nick Foles. You want sustainability. So if Daniel is your guy going forward, pay him. If he's not your guy going forward, and I will say this, I know people don't want to talk about it now, but I think Daniel has earned his right to at least be here next year. Can we get that out of the way? Can you stop getting on my back? I've said it. He's going to be here next year. However, what I will say is this. I wouldn't be surprised if they, in a quarterback, was looking to be, and again, things could change, what's looking to be a heavy quarterback draft, don't be surprised if the Giants try to bring in somebody that they can groom in their system. Doesn't necessarily have to be a Josh Allen type, but eventually Daniel Jones may price himself out of the realm of possibilities, and then, not necessarily take a home down discount, but you're at $28 million. It's going to be hard to then pay him, then pay Leo, pay Thomas, pay Neal, pay all these guys, and then, your quarterback is the highest price, and they do take up a lot. Guys work out deals. They make it work, but eventually the cap happens, okay? And things happen. You look at Kansas City. Everyone said they were going to be bad. They blew out the 49ers yesterday. They had no Tyreek Hill, but you know who they had? Pat Mahomes, and he's still around. The Packers, I don't know what's happening with the Packers. I don't think Davante Adams is the reason. I mean, because Davante Adams goes and he's still losing his team. This team's still losing too. The Raiders aren't doing that great either. So it's just an interesting season. I was speaking to a friend of mine. I think what's happening right now, and this will be the last point of the hurry up. Again, 6-1, 6-1, 6-1, going to be 16-1. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. We're probably not going to be there. Probably going to be around 11-6. Lou, maybe 10-7, maybe. Who knows? But Giants have already won their win total. It's already great. We're already having a season. We're having a season to remember, and hopefully it'll be a December to remember, as the Lexus commercial likes to say. But like I was saying, the Davante Adams, they're having an impact, but it's just a crazy, wacky season. What I was talking about is a lot of teams are running the football this year, and it's interesting to see how it's reversed, and I think it's because of the defense has become smaller. A lot of the linebackers aren't 250 anymore, aren't big guys. They're these fast, money backer Collin type things. And what a good way to see Landon Collins make a couple big stops. Hope he plays more going forward. It was good to see 21 back in blue. And I think you're going to start to see him more and more, and look for Landon Collins to play a bigger role moving forward in that run game. But hey, again, the New York Football Giants are 6-1, baby, sitting atop the NFC. Disrespect us, keep it going. Who cares about the spread? Who cares? Just go out and keep winning football games, And keep progressing, Daniel. I'm still gonna you had a good game, but I want to hold you to a high standard. You went for 300 yards in both the running game and the passing game combined, 308 yards, 309 yards to be exact, between passing and running, 2 touchdowns. Can't ask for anything more from your quarterback, but I will, because that's who I am. Let me see a 300-yard game. Receivers, get him some help here, man. Let's make some plays. Now, again, I'm not going to take anything away, because I think, like I was telling people, I think a lot of quarterbacks that are in that upper echelon, the top 15, top 12, could play in this offense. I just think Brian Daboll is that smart of a coach to get any quarterback to do good. Period. I do believe that. But hey, again, he's playing well. Nothing wrong with a quarterback playing well. And good luck, Daniel, the rest of the way. And we'll see what happens in the offseason. But Giants, 6-1. 6-1. It's so fun to say. Have a great one.